Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Designer Secrets, Tips, Tricks, and Hacks, How to Decorate Like a Pro. And today we're going to do part 3 of our Christmas extravaganza. There have been a couple other videos that you should go back and watch if you haven't yet. But today we're going to talk about how to decorate the exterior of your home like a pro. So I've got 7 awesome tips that are really easy to follow. And if you do, you're going to get a great looking exterior that everybody is going to ooh and ah over. So let's get started. Okay, so tip number 1 is all about your Christmas lighting on the exterior of your home. And basically, the first thing I want to talk about is that we do not want Christmas in Las Vegas LED lighting. Like you can see over here, it is number one, kind of hard to look at. And it's not warm and welcoming, and it just doesn't go with the Christmas theme. Maybe if you're having a New Year's Eve party or something, you can get flashy, but not for Christmas. You want warm and welcoming and just something beautiful that when everybody's driving by your home, they ooh and ah and wonder how you did such an amazing job. So feel free to tell them to watch my videos. But anyhow, so that's the first thing. No LED, Las Vegas, bright bulbs. It is no good. And the next thing I want to talk about is projectors. A lot of people do them. It's super simple to decorate your whole home with the plug-in of an electrical cord, but it's not a professional look and it's cute, but it's just not what I'm trying to explain to you as far as how to get a professionally decorated exterior. So please don't get mad if this is your jam and what you do, but I'm just trying to give you the tips for professional decorating. And that being said, inflatables. Do not do inflatables. There are other cute things like this Santa Claus and these reindeers that are a little higher end looking, and they're still cute. Your kids will still love them, but it doesn't look like the Macy's Day Parade in your front yard. So let's go to the next slide here. Tip number 2 is your bulbs matter. So on the left, you will see that people have used standard lights that you would put on a Christmas tree, which is great. However, when you are outlining your home, and if you are outlining, I'm not saying you have to, but you want the bulbs to be straight in a line. You don't want any kind of wiggly windows and exterior on your home. It's much more crisp and clean looking, like on the right. And how that is achieved is by using these larger scale bulbs and clips that go on your gutters. And I'm sure there are clips, I'm not 100% sure, but probably there's something for everything on to use on your windows. So again, you'll see on the left, it is festive but not professional looking. And on the right, it has a much more crisp and clean look. And another thing I want to talk about is your cords. Please, please use extension cords. Do not try and extend your light string all the way to the plug so you get these little weird tails. So take a second, look at what you're doing, and figure out if you need to use an extension cord, because that drives me crazy when I see people do that. But maybe that's a me thing. So anyhow, that is tip number 2, is make sure you're using the right bulbs. And the next thing I want to talk about is creating impact with that lighting. And I'm talking a lot about lighting because it really is a huge, huge part of Christmas decorating. Maybe you aren't going to go all out crazy with your lighting, but just hang in there. I'll talk about some other stuff in a minute. But anyhow, you can see in the top 2 pictures that the strands of light are kind of skimpy and they're kind of dangling, and they don't really say a whole lot with any kind of oomph. So below that, you'll see that these trees, the light bulbs are much closer together. It's a tighter wrap on them. And is it a pain to do that? Yes, I'm sure the person who did the right hand with multiple trees either has a lot of extra time on their hands or they had it professionally done. But I just wanted to show you, maybe you do one tree like this, but make it have impact. And I want a side note here on net lights. They are very easy to use. You can decorate quickly. However, net lights are supposed to go to the ground. They don't stop wherever it stretches on the bush that you are covering. So, like the bottom picture shows, pull them all the way down to the ground. And part of the reason people don't achieve that look is because they don't pull them tight enough. You shouldn't be able to see the grid of lights with using the net lights. So if that works for you, just use those tips and it'll look a lot better, I promise. So the next thing I want to talk about is garland. And garland, just like a tree, is supposed to be fluffed and look really full. And if you don't have really full garland that you either own or are going to purchase, double it up so that again you get a more full look. You can twist it around each other, the two strands, and get this more full look. So on the left you'll see it's kind of skimpy. It's still pretty, but it needs to be a little bit full, or more full I should say, like the garlands on the right hand side. And below that you'll see somebody really likes Christmas bows. It's a little bit of overkill. So next to that, you'll see that we've got a larger scale Christmas bow. It is a deeper red. It's not that really bright red because that tends to look cheap. So go for something a little deeper. And because the scale is bigger, you don't need as many. And you're just kind of tucking them in the corners of the front door garland and at the top of the pillar garland, which maybe you have pillars, maybe you don't. But regardless, it's just a better look to make them kind of stand out versus just everywhere. And another thing to do is use ornaments, ribbons, berries. You can light it and add some interest. It doesn't have to be just a plain strand of greenery. So that is my thoughts on garland. And again, I'm creating impact with lighting. So I've done this personally. I love it. Actually won my neighborhood award, if I do say so myself, for how good it ended up looking. But you can see if you spread those colors into groups, it really does have a large impact on the overall look as opposed to scattering different colors everywhere. And another thing I want to bring up real quick is your white lights, or actually any of your colored bulbs, whatever. Don't use two different color whites. Don't use, a bright red and then some other almost the same color red, but it's not quite the same. Make sure that your colors all coordinate and blend and balance across the house. So you'll see that you've got whites, reds, and greens kind of spread evenly. So that again is great wow effect and something that I've had a lot of success with. As far as your front porch or your front stoop or anything around your front door, you want to create something that is bold and unique. And here are just some examples. You don't have to do this exactly, but they are unique decor. And you can actually repurpose some things. For instance, the lanterns on the left are maybe something you use year round, but by putting a little greenery and a bow and some bulbs inside, it makes a really beautiful Christmas decoration. And if you have these urns on your front porch, like a lot of people do, take out your plant that you normally have in there. Obviously, if it's a year-round potted plant, you probably don't want to do that. But if you can take it out, great. Repurpose it. put some greenery in there, some berries, some birch branches, and a ribbon, and you've got a really beautiful piece that has a wow factor. You can decorate your side lights with these banners. You can create them yourself or you can purchase them pre-made, but it's got a nice balance. It has some pattern. The lettering is large enough that you can see it from the street. So that is a great way to add emphasis to your front door. You can create some faux topiaries with presents, which would be pretty inexpensive to do. Obviously, you keep them on a covered area. You don't want snow or rain falling on those, but it's cute, simple, and affordable. Another thing below that you can see is the bells on the red ribbon as kind of a garland effect. And actually, those are spray painted plastic flower pots. So you can probably get those at the dollar store. Really inexpensive. Attach some bulbs on the inside to look like I don't know what it's called, the inside of the bell. So again, super cute, has a big impact, and it's unique. If you have a bench on your front porch, great, or maybe you can put one out just for Christmas time. Throw a pillow and a cozy little red and green blanket and some greenery. Maybe you have holly bushes outside and you can just clip some branches, which I do, and it's really obviously free and it's really pretty to put those out. So something like that is really simple, but it's unique, warm, and cozy, which is what we're trying to achieve. And on this bottom left picture, you can see, again, you've got some topiaries. You can DIY those, maybe buy some foam balls or even like the plastic dollar store kids balls, spray paint them. If you really are talented, you can do the little diamond pattern, or you can just do different solid colors, hot glue them together, and again, put them in those urns that a lot of people already have on their front porch. But it is really unique and really pretty and something that you could get done fairly easily. The other thing real quick on that picture is you'll notice the presents and the reindeer kind of spread down the steps, which is nice because it kind of leads you into the front door and it has a nice balance to it, but it gives you depth and it's not like things that are just only by your front door. So that's another good tip too. And the cherry on top is specifically your front door. And a lot of people do wreaths, and there are so many different versions of wreaths, like the berries or even neutral that aren't your typical Christmas colors. Maybe you live in a warmer climate or you just want that neutral look. This is a great way to do it. You don't even have to necessarily have a wreath. As you can see here on this picture, you can use just kind of a nice garland, or on the bottom right, you can create these probably yourself, some discs, and put some letters. Maybe it's your family initials or joy, like this says, or whatever you want. So that's something unique. And the grapevine wreath with just a little bit of greenery and berries is beautiful, a nice asymmetrical look. And then there is the ribbon wreaths where you can tie 3 together, and that's really pretty and it kind of covers the entire door. And if you have a double door, same idea, but side by side, it's a great look and it's pretty easy to do. And the last thing I want to talk about on wreaths is size. Size matters. And I do not like the little look on the front door for your wreath. I want it again to have impact. So these size guides are great. You want the wreath to basically fill up the width of the door so it doesn't look skimpy and like something that you bought at the dollar store. So even if you buy it at the dollar store, fill it out with some other pieces, make it larger if you're working with a smaller wreath already. And I'm sure there's tutorials everywhere on the internet, Pinterest, whatever, that you can see how you can expand the size of your wreath if you're going to work with what you've already got. So now that you've gotten these 7 tips from me, I know you're going to have a beautifully decorated exterior, and hopefully your neighborhood has a decorating contest too, and that you win. So if you did, let me know, comment, and I'm excited for you. So again, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and you're going to get lots of great tips. There's lots of videos on how to decorate your home like a pro, and like I said, there are also some other Christmas videos that you should check out. Have a great day.